Welcome to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever seen a horse who could talk? With your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Truth is, I have horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we have a great lineup for the show for you this week. Joining us, we will have Dr. Adam Cayot, who will be talking about cellulitis. Dr. Adam Cayot with Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. We will also have joining us live in the studio. Oh, I jumped Isaac. Sorry, Isaac. We actually will have a BNI presentation that Isaac did last week about how his whole new business began, starting with the Horse Talk Show. So we're very excited about that. We've got Christiane here with us from Equi Cool Down, and we're going to talk about what we need right now in August really bad, which is a cool down. And we have Dr. Rullan from the Equine Performance Innovative Center, and he is going to be talking about real life veterinary problems and issues.
Real life.
Real life, like the real thing, not the glamorous life you think veterinarians live, but the real deal. So that'll be later on in the show. So we've got some news and events to mention. Oh, before we get to that, this is a big event.
George with Gentle Carousel.
Yes. George Garcia Bengachea from Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses. He and Debbie are the founders of this wonderful 501c3 organization, and it does wonderful work. They do wonderful work. They visit schools, they visit rehabs and hospitals with these fantastic miniature therapy horses. And it's George's birthday today, so happy birthday, George.
Happy birthday.
I'm not going to sing to him because everybody will tune out.
And if I sing, everybody will turn everything off.
For sure. A couple of, a very sad happening this past week, which rest in peace to Ben a long time, who was very fortunate enough actually to be out at Clayton Fredericks, silver medalist Clayton Fredericks farm in Citra with Angie from Seminole Feed Stores, and actually got to meet Ben a long time, who was his silver medal horse, who was actually retired out there in a beautiful big field with gorgeous big oak trees, and he lived out a wonderful, wonderful life to 29 years of age, of course on his fantastic Seminole feed diet. Lots and lots of wonderful achievements to forever be remembered about this wonderful, wonderful horse, and very sadly passed away this past week. But Clayton and his team gave this horse such a fantastic life, and how wonderful that an athlete like this got to live out his life with his two-legged companion. So I think that's fantastic. He made equestrian history, and the team at the Horse Talk Show just want to say that we send our deepest condolences, and we know that that is not easy.
Is he a future on plaque for the downtown?
There you go. That's a good idea. I like your way of thinking. The United States secured the Nations Cup in Ireland this past week, and that was very exciting to see. And good old, I call him Ocala's Aaron Vale, even though he lives in Williston, but Ocala, we claim him. So Aaron Vale is a very well-known name around here, especially at World Equestrian Center and HITS and a number of other local shows, but he always makes it to the top as well. So fantastic, good job.
Interesting, Ireland won it.
I know, Ireland came to the USA to win, and then the USA goes to Ireland to win. And listen, Ireland's not easy to beat, so hats off to the USA, because the Irish teams are tough, very tough. Listen, you need to get your dock diving lessons in at Ocala Dog Ranch with Zach Filler this week, August 21st and August 22nd. You can get signed up, $75 a session. Those are 30-minute sessions, and that's one-on-one dock diving training with Zach. You need to do that this week because
there's an epic event.
Yes, and if you are listening on 97.3 The Sky this Saturday morning, thank you so much for tuning in. Show up at the Epic Dog and Pony Show today and say you heard it on The Sky, because this is International Dog Sport's first ever Florida mobile dock event at the Equine Performance and Innovative Center. It's going to be so much fun. You can go watch dogs jumping in the pool and competing. You can take your dog on a leash and watch. There's going to be food trucks, vendors, raffles, music, lots of fun, tours of this incredible facility, raffles, swag bags, and possibly a rodeo cowboy.
There will be.
There will be. I hear there'll be a rodeo cowboy. That is 5590 Northwest Highway 225. Ocala Dog Ranch and Equine Performance Center partnered up for an epic dog and pony show. You've got to go and check this out.
It will be a lot of fun.
It will. Piranha's Family Foundation Golf Tournament is going to be in November. That's Friday, November 8th. Very exciting. We love this. Every year, this charity golf tournament benefits Canines for Warriors, Heart of Florida Youth Ranch, and Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses.
$1,000 per team.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of teams left available, and that includes your green teas, a cart, and all the festivities, breakfast, lunch, live auction, gala, awards, and prizes, and it is all at the beautiful Country Club of Ocala.
And they give away some amazing prizes. And the trophies last year were unbelievable.
Fantastic fun. Maybe the rodeo cowboy will be at that one too.
Maybe. Wow, you're hiring me out.
I am hiring you out, yes.
I have a new career.
Give for Marion is coming up for Gentle Carousel, Reading with Horses. They do wonderful, wonderful programs. The online fundraiser is September 17th and 18th. This Give for Marion is wonderful. It is about 33 hours of giving that you can do online for wonderful charities in our area. September the 10th, you can actually join Gentle Carousel for a kickoff party for this fundraiser at the Juniper General Store from 4 to 6 p.m. It'll be catered by Sister's Place, and that's good food. So that's great, and it's a wonderful kickoff to this. It's fantastic. Get involved in Give for Marion. You can help a lot of our wonderful local charities out, and you know we love the horse charities.
And the one we've all been waiting for,
That's right.
November 22nd and the 23rd.
It sounds like a long way off, but it's not.
Initiative Expo.
Yes.
On the 22nd from 10 to 3. November 23rd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the All Breeds Parade and the Hobby Horse Games, kicking off our 3rd annual.
Yes, very exciting. We've got special guest Linda Pirelli coming. We've got free carriage rides courtesy of Larson Hay, all happening at the Florida Horse Park. There'll be vendors and food trucks and a breed exhibit, and a lot of fun because you get to learn 6 or 7 different horse sports from the safety of a stick horse from top equestrians on Saturday, as well as an all-breed parade. That is November 23rd. And then the Equine Industry Expo is all about careers. Very, very exciting, and we're thrilled to teach you about all the wonderful things you can do in the horse industry to make money and enjoy your life. We have got to wrap this segment up because that, Winnie, means it's time for us to take a short break. But we're going to come right back with Dr. Adam Cayot, and he's going to be talking about cellulitis in horses. So stay with us. This portion of the Horse Talk Show is brought to you by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, our television broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and supporting sponsors, DAC Minerals and Vitamins, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip, Piranha, Pat Myers Electric, Florida HVAC Services, and Ocala Dog Ranch. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
Equestrian. It's not just a word but a title. It comes paired with hard work, discipline and talent. LipChip is a company built by equestrians to make life at the barn a little easier. Introducing the Hooflink system, powered by LipChip, where a microchip becomes a secure key to unlock temperature, register for your next event, and keep track of required documents. Simply implant, scan, and unlock. Equestrians, the future is here, and the future is LipChip.
Nirvana, Ocala's premier medical spa, is leading the way in great skin with all the newest in treatment options, offering prejuvenation for younger clients and rejuvenation for all ages. Nirvana knows you want to look your very best, but we've all seen people with the telltale signs of too much work. We want you to look like you, just better, brighter and younger, with all the newest and best in technology and all in the most beautiful surroundings. Like Nirvana Medical Spa on Facebook and find them on the web at nirvanamedicalspa.com. Become a better, brighter and younger you. The team of professionals at Equifence of Florida specialize in equestrian fencing, offering great communication, quality fencing, and all done in a timely manner. Reliable service with horse safety in mind all the time. Also offering customized residential, vinyl, wood, aluminium, and chain link fences services. Equifence of Florida, quality fencing done right to keep your animals safe. For more information, find Equifence of Florida on Facebook now. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show, the CEP's Equine Initiative, and Equus Television here with Dr. Adam Cayot from Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. We're going to talk about a topic that I've had pop up a lot lately in social media, and that is cellulitis. Dr. Cayot, thank you for being with us. Tell us a little bit about cellulitis. I know it starts off with a swollen limb, generally.
So what happens is cellulitis is basically a bacterial infection of the skin. Bacteria enter through either a break in the skin or through
cracked heel, maybe.
Cracked heel, which would be a break, you know, or even through the hair follicles. It can get in there. People can get cellulitis too. It's very painful. It's categorized by swelling and sometimes extreme swelling of typically the limbs. That's where horses get it. They get it on their typically lower limbs, but that swelling will progress up the limb if left untreated. And so it's very painful. A lot of times horses don't want to walk. They don't want to bear weight on that limb sometimes. It's very painful to palpation. So if you grab it, they'll pick the leg up like, ouch, that really hurts. And the common response to that is obviously the pain, but then we call it pitting edema, where if I grab a hold of it, my fingerprints will be left in there. It pits where I put pressure on. So you have that pitting edema. Cellulitis can be linked in with lymphangitis. So that's obviously swelling of the lymph system, and the horse depends on the lymph system in the limbs to pump blood and flow fluid up and down the limbs. So lymphangitis can be associated with cellulitis. They can be very, very difficult to treat. The number one thing is anti-inflammatories and antibiotics, and try to get them on it as soon as you can. I like to tell people keep the limb clean and dry. I'm not big on salves and stuff like that to put on. There are some out there and that are cellulitis salves or whatever. I don't tend to use those too much because I feel like those salves just collect dirt, you know, and they keep the dirt on the leg.
They keep the dirt on the leg, yeah.
And I try to have people keep the leg clean and dry, because Down here, when I came down here, they call it dew poisoning. That's another
Yes.
slang term. And,
Right.
and the reason they call that is because if the horse is out in the grass in the morning with the dew, the water gets on the legs, and then the dirt collects onto the leg, and it just never goes off, and that can lead to cellulitis. That can lead to the bacterial infection, because then the leg gets irritated, the skin gets irritated, bacteria gets in that. If they get a cut or there's a little bit of weepage or whatever, because of that, that's how it starts. And so up north where I grew up, we called it scratches. That's what they called it up there. And you'll get that like greasy heel that you were talking about, or in the back of the pasture, and they'll get those cracks, and then you can get it through that. That's very common.
So any opening, any
opening,
right.
if they get a little cut on their leg, they can get cellulitis from it. Now,
so to be aware of that, if there is some kind of trauma to the leg and you have a cut, keep your eyes out.
Keep
for
your
some of
eyes
these
out.
symptoms.
Try to keep it clean. If you think antibiotics are warranted, or you think your veterinarian should be called, certainly you should do that.
Because it can get more serious.
Oh, absolutely, and it'll happen like that. I mean, you'll go out in the morning, and the horse will look normal, and then by feeding time in the evening, they'll have a stovepipe leg. I mean, it can happen that quickly, and they're really painful. And some of them take. I just had one that some of them take a few days and they get better, and then I had one that took like 3 weeks.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we were treating that horse for like 3 weeks, and it finally came back down. But they can be very frustrating, and the sooner you jump on it, the better off you are. But clean and dry.
Horse is clean and dry is really important. But if a horse is actually on that uncomfortable leg long enough and doesn't want to be weight bearing, they tend to more often be rear legs, I think, and then they don't want to stand. They've got more weight on the front, so then you risk the laminitis as possible.
That's
right?
true. I can't say that it happens in the rear legs more than the front. I think it's equal opportunity. Equal opportunity. So
maybe depends on where the cracks are, right?
Yeah, it just depends on that. But typically they're still able to bear weight on the leg, so that helps mitigate the chance of laminitis in the good or the opposing leg. But
if you let it get too bad,
but you let it get going bad, it's not
anything
fun.
with one of those forelegs can end up being
Absolutely.
a bigger issue if you don't take care of it. So it's really important to get on it quick with the antibiotics and the anti-inflammatories and just help the horse get over it and hope it doesn't take 3 weeks.
Yes, exactly. Because it can be frustrating. It's frustrating for the owner. It's frustrating for us as veterinarians, because we're trying to, like, gosh dang, I've given this thing everything I can give it, and so some of them can be frustrating for sure.
Okay, very good. Cellulitis. So if your horse has any kind of cut, dew poisoning, cracks in the heels, anything like that, it's definitely something to be aware of. Then if you see the swelling in the limb, something to contact your veterinarian or Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital. If they're not your vet, maybe they should be. Louisa Barton here with Dr. Adam Cayot at the Florida Horse Park for the Horse Talk Show and Equus TV. I don't say enough about the Florida Horse Park, so if you're watching and not just on the radio, you can go check out the scenery where Dr. Cayot and I are standing at the Horse Talk Show on Facebook or on Equus Television. Is absolutely a gorgeous facility.
And there was a couple donkeys that walked by.
I can't imagine who they belong to.
I don't know who they belong to.
A couple of small donkeys that might be Louisa's donkeys, but I don't say enough about this facility, I don't think, and I should, as they are a partner of ours, and more often I mention events that are going to be at the Florida Horse Park, but not so much about the facility itself. I'm actually fortunate enough to be on the board for the Florida Horse Park and get to have a say in some of the things that happen there, and it's one of the most incredible equestrian facilities, in my opinion, that I've ever been at. It's a wonderful 500 acres of beautiful green, lovely, huge fields, beautiful trees surrounded by trails, and there are a lot of events there pretty much every weekend, on almost every weekend day, and some weekdays as well. They have events going on there that are often open to the public. Things
and
that you
it's
can
always
go watch.
growing. Like every time you go there, there's something new that's popped up that they've built or they've refurbished, ran great by the person that runs it, as well as all the employees.
Fantastic
super
team there.
professional.
And so if you're driving past the Florida Horse Park, especially on weekends, you can drive in. We ask you to, to really adhere to that speed limit, because there obviously are horses and riders around, and you need to be very careful. They've done the roads in there now, which are nice and easy to drive on, but you don't want to be too nice and easy to drive on. We don't want you driving too fast, but there's lots of events there you can actually go and watch, and it's just a wonderful experience. Take a chair, sit out, watch some show jumping, watch some cross country.
And polo, don't forget about the polo fields.
Right. Lots of amazing events. The facilities there, you know, if you need there's a public restroom there for people. There's a place you can go riding on the trails. Off on the Greenway there, which is beautiful, not far from the Cross Florida Bridge there that goes over the interstate. Just absolutely amazing facility. So if you haven't been out to the Florida Horse Park, if you were watching on the television or on social media, you got to see the surroundings around Dr. Cayot and I in that interview. It's just incredible. Beautiful place, very green and very friendly for people to want to go watch. So we're coming right back with none other than Isaac Brosius, who produces our show. So there's a story to that. We'll tell you when we come back. This portion of the Horse Talk Show is brought to you by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care, our television broadcast sponsor, Larson Hay, Idaho's finest alfalfa, and supporting sponsors, DAC Minerals and Vitamins, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip, Piranha, Pat Myers Electric, Florida HVAC Services, and Ocala Dog Ranch.
Faulty wiring is the leading cause of barn fires. I'm Pat with Pat Myers Electric. Equine facilities have special electrical needs. The knowledgeable and licensed team of electricians at Pat Myers Electric will ensure that you can achieve your vision for a beautiful, safe, and functional horse facility. From new construction to rewiring and updating, the Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe. With a small farm of our own, we truly understand the unique concerns of the horse owner. Don't take chances. For all your current barn needs, go to patmyerselectric.com.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hey, this is Buck Brannaman. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms. They're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And briefly, I am going to explain this next segment so you understand why it's in the show. Isaac Brosius came to work with the Horse Talk Show as part of the team, as the lead for the team about 2 years ago. And we're very excited to have him on board. He had been editing for a number of years in high school, and that's how I had found him. He graduated with my son, and he came and kind of took over producing the show, doing a lot of the editing and a lot of the videography work. And he grew and grew and grew in knowledge and made a lot of new contacts through the show, through myself and Pete, and has started his own business, which we're very excited and think that's absolutely wonderful for him. That's Reach Video. And he's now a member of BNI, which is a networking group, as most of you know. And he had to do a presentation last week. And part of his presentation tells the story about how the Horse Talk Show is connected and about how a number of our sponsors of this show gave him some opportunities, so that's helped him grow and helped him learn, and that were very, very exciting. So we thought it would be nice if we shared Isaac's story and presentation with you, because, you know, he's like the guy in The Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. You know, he makes it all happen.
The guy that you don't see, but he'll hear about it if you can't hear or see.
That's right. So here's Isaac. We hope you enjoy this.
Alrighty, good morning. I am Isaac Brosius with Reach Video Production, and welcome to my first presentation. I want to start off with a little bit of myth busting. I am, in fact, not the son of Joshua Brosius, but his nephew. So, in order to make up for that for Rocking World, here's a photo of a cute cat to bring it back to reality. So, videography is not all that I do. I do a couple other things. I enjoy shooting, not just cameras, but guns as well. Red-blooded American. I am also a drummer. Oh, there's sound. I did not expect that. Also a drummer. I'm currently working on Drink by Storm and Gasoline by I Prevail. I am a NAUI certified open water and nitrox diver, working on my advanced cert. I am a green belt in karate. Wow, there's a lot of echo. Green belt in karate, which means I look like I know what I'm doing, but a black belt will still kick my butt. I enjoy scaring the crap out of people during Scary Train every October. And I play video games. What? I'm a 19-year-old living with my mother. Did you expect me to not play video games? I got introduced to videography in high school as an elective, and from there did a few videos for my school. Again, not expecting audio. And ran my own YouTube channel that did way better than it should have. It got over 100,000 views as of May. Still surprised about that. But the original plan was to join the Army as a cyber operations specialist. I had scored pretty high on the ASVAB and did 2 years of cybersecurity in high school, but that did not work out. In high school, again, back to the elective thing, I created a high school graduation video for my classmates, and the right person saw it. Louisa Barton with the Horse Talk Show saw it and did an interview, and then got started with her about a month afterward. All right, that was who is Isaac, how Isaac, now why is Isaac? So like an encouraging amount of you, I am a follower of Christ, striving to do my best for his glory with what he has given me. And this is my family, quite a few of them, not as many as Joshua, but my goal with Reach Video Production is to be able to provide for them and one day start my own family and provide for them as well. Now for the fun part, or at least what I think is the fun part. I've done a lot in my 2 years of doing video production professionally, and here are a few highlights. The Horse Talk Show, that was the first episode I joined in on about 2 years ago, and that episode right there is from a few weeks ago. A good improvement, I'd say. I do the post-production for Mike Holt Enterprises, and I also run cameras for them, and I did the first batch of YouTube shorts that they did. And this commercial I edited for Lip Trip aired at Live Oak International last year. And I did the Piranha Life Golf Tournament coverage last year, and they're hiring me back for this year. This fun opener I did for Reboots. A TV series starring Corinne from Wildlife Works. The Hobby Horse Equestrian Games, and they're hiring me back for this year too. A little commercial for Crystal Cryo and a few others. And I'm really proud of this. Last year I got to go, no, 2 years ago I got to fly out to Idaho to film for Larson Hay, and some of my best work and easily one of my favorite jobs. And I also did this video for Triton Pools a little bit ago. And this rough cut of an unreleased TV show. They didn't have me sign an NDA or anything, but I'm blurring it just in case. Now, you may have noticed that there's a lot of drone footage and a lot of events with, a lot of drone footage and a lot of events with drone footage. That's because it's my bread and butter. that's what I love doing the most, and I'm a licensed drone pilot, so it gives me a competitive edge. But it's not all that I do. I also do in-house training videos for companies. That lady look familiar? I also do real estate property droning. And like I've mentioned before, I've done a few commercials. But you don't always need me. There's a lot that you can do on your own with phones being as powerful as they are nowadays. So I'm going to show you a few things. Tip number 1 is holding your phone steadily. With both hands, you're going to hold it fairly close to your body, but not so close to your body, because then your breathing will start it to go up and down. So quick tip for stability. Headroom. Headroom is the distance between the top of your subject and the top of the frame. It is very easy to accidentally do too little, like you see there, or too much, like it did before. Have a nice little headroom of just a little, similar to that. Now, where will your video live? If it's going to be living on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook asterisk, you're going to want to film it in portrait mode, or if you want to sound like you know your stuff, you say 9:16. If it's going to go on YouTube or Facebook asterisk, you want to film it in landscape mode or 16:9. Wait, there's that asterisk again. If it's going on Facebook Reels or Stories, film it in portrait mode, but if it's going to live on the main page, put it in landscape. Now, tip number 4, phones are great. These things are super powerful. They've gotten way better than they've ever been in the past, and there's really a lot you can do with them. But if any of that went over your head, or you're just not wanting to deal with it yourself, I implore you to schedule a one-to-one with me, because there's a lot more I can show you, because these things are really great. Now, 2 minutes? Perfect. Ideal referrals, events. I've mentioned that before. That's what I've been doing the longest. That's what I have the most experience in. It's great. Commercials, I've done quite a few of those before. Realtors, I need my notes. So, realtors wanting to step up their game with drone footage. Drone footage allows for the showing of the entire backyard at the same time, showing just how beautiful it is and how the property fits within the neighborhood, if that is the case. In-house training videos for a company looking to scale up, and the owner doesn't quite have the bandwidth to train every single new employee, yet needs them to be trained to a singular standard. All right, now for my bad referrals. Weddings. So I know it's one of the go-to offerings of a videographer to do weddings, and there's a lot of money involved in it, but that's people's big day, and I don't want to insert myself until I get either a bigger team or get to where I believe is an acceptable level. I need a social media guy. Unless you are way, way, way down on your referrals, I'd rather you not send those people my way. I'll film for them and edit for them too, but I'm not looking to be someone's social media guy. Websites. Yes, I know that is Sean Derrick's wheelhouse, but I've been getting asked at least every 2 months if I can build someone a website or improve theirs. And yes, I did do 2 years of web development in high school, but apparently my face just screams, I build websites. Wait, I don't have a sign on my back, do I? No, thank you. That's what I thought. But anyway, if you have any questions, let's schedule a one-to-one. Thank you for listening.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
LipChip is a company built by equestrians to make life at the barn a little easier. Equestrians, the future is here, and the future is LipChip.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. DAC, it makes a world of difference. The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
Cut through the noise and distinguish your business with a custom vehicle wrap from Smash Wraps. Get noticed with eye-catching vehicle wraps that showcase your brand's identity and earn you more business. If you're looking for a custom-designed vinyl wrap for horse trailers, box trucks, cars, or pickup trucks, for a single fleet vehicle, or for 100, no job is too big for the Smash Wraps team. Make your appointment to set your business apart today. Find us on social media or at smashwraps.com. And remember, don't just wrap it, smash wrap it.
This show is brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that could talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now here's your host,
Pretty.
Louisa Barton. She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And a very good friend of ours, Christiane from Equi Cool Down, is here with us in the studio, and we are going to be chatting to her about something that we all want to do a lot in August in Florida, which is cool down.
So you're the cool lady.
That's right, she's cool. She's very cool, yes. Tell us about how did you get started in this, and what kind of inspired you to feel like it was so important?
So about 2.5 years ago, I rescued 2 horses. And that must have been March, something like this. Everything went well until the heat set in. And I was like, what is this? This horse is blowing, it's, respirations were fast, and I was like, my goodness, there's got to be something out there. We all know we put blankets on our horses in the wintertime, even though in Florida we don't necessarily need it, but
maybe 2 days a year.
People still do it.
Yes.
So I was like, well, there's got to be something. So I researched the material, which is a PVA material, which actually works on the basis of evaporation. It's pretty simple science. So it pulls the heat from the horse and evaporates out. So I was looking around, I had some prototypes made, and then, yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, make a long story short, over a year and a half, I looked at several products, tested several products, and then stuck with Equi Cool. And I'm now here to actually, make the horses feel better, because it is all about the horse. We don't necessarily notice how hot it is. And it's not just a horse that can't sweat. Any horse can have heat-related illnesses.
It's interesting because I've dealt with this lately. I've had 2 students that we got a little hot for our lesson, and I said, well, we definitely need to finish up by hosing down. And they literally wet the horse, and they were like, we're done. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, we're going to be here for a while.
Yes.
So if we had your product,
it
would have helped a lot faster and did a better job.
So a lot of people that have, like, let's say barn owners, right? So a lot of people that have now recognized us, they say, you know what, I have this in my barn. I have, 10 boarders or 5 boarders. This can happen to a horse at any given time. So they use it. When they use it, they usually put them in cross ties, have the fan on, you can re-vet it. When it gets warm, that's what it's supposed to do, because it pulls the heat out. And then you re-vet it again, and with the airflow, it stays cold. So while they do this, they do their barn work.
Nice. Very nice. So the horse can stand there wearing the sheet, and it's going to stay cool, and it's going to pull the heat out of the horse.
Yep.
Can you put him in the stall and do it if you have a good horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Some great testimonials too.
Yeah, so
Wonderful.
this is a great story actually. This young man is 34 years old.
Wow.
And he's in Utah, and the lady called me on a Thursday night, and she was crying, and she said, I don't know what to do. He stopped sweating. It's excruciating heat in Utah. She said, can you overnight this to me? And I said, absolutely. So I sent her one, and this is what we got back.
It's amazing. So tell us about the different products, because there's the sheet.
Right.
Right.
So we have what we call our deluxe blanket, which looks like a traditional horse blanket. It has a belly strap, it closes in the front, which is like the top of the line model right now. The regular one, what we call the regular, blanket, is more like a quarter sheet, almost like it's like this. Some people say for smaller horses this might be the best size, but if you have a larger horse, the deluxe is obviously the one that covers the most.
This certainly would be good for like large ponies and things like that.
Things like that. And so I have had, stories from people in Texas. This is in Texas, by the way, where the lady that actually bought it said the horse reset. She saw for the first time.
Wow. Sweat.
We can't claim that. We have not. I have contacted UF because I want to do a little bit more research in different kind of temperatures, different kind of areas of the United States to see if that affects it differently. But for now, I really would like to get some numbers on the board. I know. Everybody tells me, hey, within 5 minutes, the respirations become normal, especially if you have the anhydrosis horses. We have up to 7%, I believe, if I'm right, of horses that at some point stop sweating.
Yes, right, that's so true. It's such a common thing that you hear about.
And it's a big thing. And yes, we are not the be-all and end-all to horses that have anhydrosis. But we're one holistic modality that
can make them feel better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So while I wait for the beer and the electrolytes and the supplements
and all the other
everything
things
else to kick in, I can still keep my horse out of that danger zone where it ultimately could die. From that injury. Just keep them cool while you're working with the chiropractor, while you're working with the supplements. See, this guy's like super happy.
Yes, he's got the licking and the chewing going on.
You would put that on and then hose it off, or put water on it from the hose, and then let him sit with it, and then every so often test it, and then hose it off
You can
again.
hose it again, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
So
use
rather
this
than
for as
having
long
to
as you
stand
want.
there with the hose for 30 minutes, you can hose it and go and do what you need to do, and then the horse continues to cool down until all the heat is come out of him and the blanket has cooled his temperature down, which is amazing. So, and then you
and
come
they
back
show you how good they feel.
Yes, they do.
I mean, within minutes, they start soft chewing, they lick.
Yes.
Then they yawn.
Yes, we saw that with Mirielle, of course, when we went.
It's so funny. So
it's amazing.
And then do you have leg wraps that go with this?
Yep. So a lot of people like the leg wraps if they trailer, if they,
I would think post-training too.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, not only that, for the therapeutic perspective, if you have a horse that has, injuries, it will definitely reduce inflammation. An ice boot you can only leave on for that long, but you can leave this on, and if you feel like it gets too warm, you just wet it and flap it in the air and get cool
I would
again.
think that would also be very nice for horses. Some horses get troubled a lot by flies around the legs, and sometimes they get bitten, especially if they attract that. Some horses do, and then it would be very soothing, I would think. And then horses that jump or gallop, race horses, I would think also would be amazing, incredible.
Absolutely.
Tell us, I can't believe how fast that went by. There's neck wraps too. Tell us how people can find you to purchase these.
You can go on our website, www.equicooldown.com. That's where you find all the products, how it works, and all the tips and tricks. the way we distribute right now is through hands-on people, and I really want to make sure that people understand why I do this.
How it works.
How it works. People that are hands-on, like farriers, massage therapists, anybody equine that has their hands on the horse.
We got
The
good.
farrier can put it on while he does the hoops.
Yes, ma'am.
And that horse will stand very still because it enjoys what spa treatment it gets.
So get your
there's
information.
Lots of people out there that will.
We have the Winnie, so we have to go. But Equi Cool Down, you find them online and get yours. You know you need it. We got goodies, Christiane, and we'll be right back. We got to take a break. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center. The team of professionals at Equifence of Florida specialize in equestrian fencing. Equifence of Florida, quality fencing done right to keep your animals safe.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed.
Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equigreen with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equigreen came to life. Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? J&S Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. J&S Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Steven at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
This is Charlotte Cannon, and you are listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
And I'm Dancing Pete Rhoda.
And we've been chatting to Chris from Equi Cool Down, and we've had some incredible information from her. We've given her some goodies here. She's got some piranha goodies and a Horse Talk Show brush, because we're so thankful she came in. But definitely check out these products. We're in August. It's so hot. September's still going to be very warm. This is going to help your horse. So Equi Cool Down, check them out. We're now going to switch lanes here, and we're going to chat with Dr. Rullan about some very serious equine veterinary issues. To me, there isn't a lot of encouragement to go equine. I feel like if somebody's interested in equine, but they're going, well, I'd rather do small animal, I'm going to get paid more, better hours, less outdoors. What about if there was not a less money, but what if there was some kind of government payback if you went in equine for 3 years? Because then those people, if let's say you thought you were going to get $50,000 back of your education money if you agreed to do equine for 5 years. So even if you actually wanted to do small animal, you were actually tempted to do equine for 5 years because it was fun. Now you might fall in love with equine in 5 years and never leave. But even if we got those vets that were going small animal, they really wanted to go large animal, but they knew they could make more money over here, don't you think they might try the equine path for 5 years? And I think that's the problem, is that small animal is much more tempting. Even for people who want to do equine, the money is more tempting, the hours are more tempting.
You see how I wanted to jump on
Yes,
top of you right away?
I saw
just
that.
wanted to jump,
Yes,
but
yeah.
I waited.
Yes.
I'm practicing it's called empathic listening.
That's good.
Empathic listening from the 7 habits of highly effective people. I'm practicing that. It was hard, right? It was hard.
I know, you were like...
So I'm gonna do some empathic listening here. I got you, I
Yes,
understand what you're
yes.
saying. And when I was a vet student, that's exactly the way I thought. As I come out into the real world, and as I talk to lawyers, plumbers, other professionals, marketers, website developments, pharmaceuticals, pharmacists, other doctors, I realize that yes, we are struggling, but we're not the only profession that is struggle. In general, 66% of all businesses that all new businesses go bankrupt within 5 years. 97% go bankrupt within 10 years. So it's not necessarily that we need more stuff given to us, but the model needs to change. The business model needs to change. 80 plus, almost 87% of equine practitioners have one employee or themselves, only one. How difficult it is to have a business with one employee or no employee, just yourself. Remember, that means that 87% of those equine vets, 80 to 87%, they have to run 7 departments: executive department, communication department, treasury department, marketing department,
Thank God for
operations
Isaac.
department, quality department.
I know. I get it.
Right? All those departments need to be run by that one person. It's overwhelming.
Yes, it is.
So when you look at a small animal clinic versus an equine practice, small animal clinics in general are a little bit more business organized than 80+% of equine veterinarians, because we come with a different mentality out of vet school. Where is, in my opinion, where does it need to change? The government doesn't need to give us money, no. The government doesn't need to lower our debt, no. We need to realize that we have a business. Or either we join a business that has a successful business and helps me accomplish my personal, professional, and financial goals, or I build a business that helps me and others accomplish their personal, professional, and financial goals. But as long as a veterinarian wants to stay by themselves with a truck running 7 departments, it's going to be extremely overwhelming.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be impossible.
Yes.
And people,
you're the customer service and complaint department, you're the invoicing, you're the billing, you're the receiving, you're the appointment person, you're answering all those calls and texts all day from horse people who are worried about their horses. That's so overwhelming.
These young veterinarians, they come out, they go to school because they want to save horses. Then they come out of school, and the minute they come out of school, they haven't even learned how to save horses yet, and then now they want to be business owners. So it's suicidal.
Yeah.
It's going to fail.
You need a training school, business training school for veterinarians is what we need.
Or veterinarians can get together, collaborate, and get into a business that accomplishes everybody's goal. And then we're talking about a business that helps the veterinarian accomplish his goals. And that's, in my opinion, one of the possible solutions for that. And I'm not minimizing the fact that we have to deal with euthanasia and stress and fatigue and all that. I'm not minimizing that. I'm just telling you that we have to take care of one thing that can give us some sort of prosperity.
Yes.
Can help us accomplish our goals, because if on top of euthanizing stress and failures on treatment, on top of that, we are failing in our business, we're gonna fail in our marriage, we're gonna fail as parents, we're gonna fail as a person. So everything needs to come together. That's why I don't agree with giving stuff for free, because that's not attacking the root
Of
of
the
problems.
problem.
So that's my short.
I still
my
like the
short
idea of an incentive to
I-
do
I love
equine instead of small animal, because I do think there is a path there that where there are people who are interested in small animal and interested in equine, and I do think if there was some sort of incentive to direct them to equine, it might help, because I think there may be people, excuse the pun, but might be on the fence and don't know which way to go and might go equine. And I know coming out of vet school, the percentages right now are more are going small animal. Yes, and I feel like if there was some incentive to get more people to equine, I still think they need what you say, business planning, either way they need. But I think that the equine ones probably need more because like you said, they tend to go out on their own faster than small animal. Small animal, they tend to go work for somebody because they need a facility. But I think if you have a truck and you do equine, you tend to be on your own. And I think those people are in more trouble than the people who go work for somebody else, who maybe gives them benefits and retirement and all of that. They go out on their own and they're just like, wow, I got to take care of everything. I think it's much harder in the equine world than the small animal world.
Of course, self-inflicted.
Yes.
100%
Self-inflicted, always.
Come attack. There comes the attack of
I
anybody
know.
watching this right now. But it's self-inflicted.
It is.
We did it to ourselves. Our forefathers did it to ourselves. And some of us continue doing it to ourselves.
Yes. Support system, very important.
Collaborate.
Business
Collaborate.
plan.
We gotta collaborate.
Dr. Alberto Rullan, he's not just a brilliant veterinarian. He's just brilliant. Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show and Equus TV Network. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This show is brought to you in part by TT Distributors, also online at ttdistributors.com.
Cut through the noise and distinguish your business with a custom vehicle wrap from Smash Wraps. And remember, don't just wrap it, smash wrap it.
Epic Equine Veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Nirvana, Ocala's premier medical spa, is leading the way in great skin with all the newest in treatment options. Become a better, brighter, and younger you.
The Pat Myers Electric team is ready to jump in and help keep your horses safe. For all your current barn needs, go to patmyerselectric.com.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. We're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, they're our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
I'm Louisa Barton.
And I'm Danson Pete Rhoda.
We have Chris here with us from Equi Cool Down. We've been talking to her about keeping your horse cool and healthier. And certainly in this weather that we've been having lately, that is a blessing. But now we are going to switch it up to Dancing Pete's Horsemanship Tip of the Week.
Dancing Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship. This tip is sponsored by WildlifeWorksLLC.com for your unwanted wild critters removal.
Need any more than that, Pete? It's so busy.
It's so busy. Wildlife Works, we appreciate you for being our sponsor for the Tip of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
Tip is the 8 things that all good teachers should be. And I came up with this over the years of teaching and training and seeing why do students, are they struggling. So the 8 tips are focus, fair, follow through, consistent, persistent, patient, flexible, and sequence. And they all tie in together. So if you're having trouble with your horse, which habit are you not doing well? If it's flexible or patient, and then if it's focus, then you have none of them, because without focus you can't have them. So if you go down through it, a lot of people don't focus. So if you're not focused mentally and physically, how does your horse know what you want? If you don't start off fair and you don't follow through, then you're not being fair. If you don't follow through, you're not being fair. Consistent, so most people do it different every single time. And then persistent, they give up usually after 2.5 minutes instead of going, I'm going to do this for an hour. And then patient, they want results quick, they won't wait, and then they have to be flexible. If it's not working, then you got to change it up a little bit, and then you got to have a sequence. Most people don't know how to break it down so the horse can understand it. And this goes for your employees too.
Yep, and it probably applies to dogs as well. And on that note, if you have a horse, you probably have at least one dog. So here's Neil from Ocala Dog Ranch. The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, the owner of Ocala Dog Ranch. Daycare. It's not for every dog, just like a dog park is not for every dog. But it's a great way to have your dog socialize and have fun, get tired out while you're at work, or even if you just want to run to Orlando for the day and you don't know what to do with your dog and you don't want to leave them indoors for the 8-9 hours that you'll be gone, check out daycare. It's a lot of fun. Also, some daycare facilities offer some training while your dog is staying with them. So check out daycare, dog training, Ocala Dog Ranch.
Yes, daycare. I did that, by the way, with my dogs last week, and it was fantastic. So it doesn't have to be just when you're out of town. It may be you need a break, or they need a change, or they need a good run around on a beautiful farm.
Or they get a nice sleep after they come home.
That's right. Yeah, they need some rest. Or maybe you're going to do a class there after work and you need the dogs to be there already. And that was exactly what I did. So that works as well. So great opportunity. And while we're on the topic of Ocala Dog Ranch, I am going to mention this again, especially because you're probably listening on Saturday morning on the Sky 97.3. And if you are and you're driving around and you're wondering what to do for fun today, you can go to the Equine Performance and Innovative Center at 5590 Northwest Highway 225. Spectators are welcome. You get to see the Equine Performance and Innovative Center and enjoy the first ever International Dog Sports Mobile Dock event. You get to see dogs competing to jump in the water, and it's so fun. And there's going to be food trucks and vendors and music and goodie bags and raffles. And you get to tour the facility as well, which, by the way, is set up for horses and dogs for rehab, conditioning, exercise, and all of the above. So lots of dogs that have had injuries in the past, have had a hard time healing, have used the treadmill, the water treadmill there, and they do a lot of other treatments and therapies for dogs, laser and all sorts of other things for dogs if they've had injuries, or if you've maybe experienced something torn, or any kind of muscle ligament issues. This is a fantastic place to take your dog. So you get a chance to see all of this and see the mobile dock event as well, and come and enjoy a great time out. And I believe that Dancing Pete Roder will be there, being the rodeo cowboy, hosing everybody down and keeping everybody cool. So we're hoping for a lovely day, lovely weekend. It's actually 3 days. It's August 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So
which
this
the
wonderful
25th is a special day. So if you come out to this event, say happy birthday to Louisa, because it will be her 35th birthday on the 25th.
It'll be my 35th birthday, yes, that's right. And we have a couple more mentions of a couple of things. One is Peterson Smith has an open position right now for an equine ambulatory veterinary technician. Wonderful company to work for. This opening is immediate. They're looking for a self-motivated team player who will join the equine ambulatory vet force as a tech. and there's some job duties up there. You can actually reach out to, I can hardly read that, but you can help me, is that kgore@petersonsmith.com, or you can call them at 352-237-6151 and ask for Kaylee George. That's 352-237-6151 if you are interested in being a vet tech. It's one of the finest equine veterinary clinics, in fact, in the world, here in the horse capital. So if you want to relocate, come on to Ocala. There's a great job for you. A very special announcement that a wonderful partner of ours, Florida Farrier Service, who have done such incredible work on my horses and on friends' horses and have opened a farrier school in Oxford, have met and partnered with the Green Pharmacist. We're very excited to see that her CBD products will now be carried at Florida Farrier Services facility. They've tried them, they've used them, and they have found exactly what I found, which is they work. So when products work, really, really wonderful, reputable businesses partner up together, and I'm very excited that this is a product made in Ocala, here in the horse capital, by a doctor at her farm in her licensed lab. So you know exactly what's in it, you know who made it. She makes every batch. Every batch is independently tested, by the way, so you know you're getting exactly what you're supposed to be getting. So very, very effective products that are incredible for your horses, for your dogs, and for two-leggeds as well, and now available at a wonderful, wonderful business, Florida Farrier Service. So we wanted to share that exciting news with you. And we have something coming soon. We have a new guest application form that will be available online soon. It is not ready yet, but it is just around the corner. We have been working on this. Kylie on our team has been working on a guest application form that you'll be able to submit to us and tell us why you should be on the show. It should be obviously connected to equine or equestrian related, but we would love to have you on the show.
Are they going to have a video that they send in? That'd be cool.
Oh, that would be really fun, wouldn't it? We could air some of those. But you will soon be able to make a guest application if you would like to be an equestrian guest on our show and tell us a great horse story. Tell us about you, about your horse. Maybe you've overcome something, maybe you've won something huge, maybe you just want to share a very special story about a horse with us, and we want to hear those. So very, very soon, keep kind of tuning in there to our social media platforms to see when this submission form will be available. It should be in the next couple of weeks. So we've had a great show. Oh, there's going to be a local news and events submission as well, by the way, for equestrian related events. So very excited about both of those. Chris, thanks for being with us.
No, thank you for having me.
Wonderful information for keeping our horses cool. Of course, we'll be back next week with great guests, whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world or not. Happy horsing around until the same time next week.
See ya.